Hi everyone, it's Eddie here at Eddie Makes Art. Thanks for joining me today. I wanted to show you my stencil called Party Mask. Now, what I wanted to do is I want to make some prints that I could maybe turn into some Halloween cards. I thought that would be really fun to do with this because this can definitely lend itself to more of a Halloweenish sort of vibe. So I'm just going to begin. I'm using an 8x10 gel plate. And this is my 8x10 mask. It's called Party Mask, but it's also a mask. It's available in a 5x7 and 9x12, I believe. But all the link information is in the description box. It's available through pmartiststudio.com. And if you're not familiar with PM Artist Studio, they are a lovely family from Texas. And they are mom and daughter, Patricia and Mariah, and they do art. But they make stencils, they make foam stamps, and they also make all other kinds of arty tools for you to use. And they're always adding new stuff every week, including, some of my stuff. I have some new stamps out now. But I've learned so much from them, and I've been blessed to be part of their design team. And you can catch us hanging out, doing arty stuff 4 times a week, Sundays and Mondays at 10 a.m. Central Time, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 3 p.m. Central Time. And Mariah and Patricia, they do all sorts of projects, and it's very informative. It's a fun group to hang out with. And then they also run the Makers group on Facebook, the Makers of Mixed Media Art and Artists. And over there is where a lot of us hang out, share ideas, post our artwork, and then we take part in different events, such as a color combo, collage prompts, and there's a couple of swaps we do every month, so it's a lot of fun. So again, the link for all that is in the description box of the video. And when you go to their website, if you type in EddieFan10, EddieFan10 at the checkout under discounts, that'll save you 10% off your purchase. So keep that in mind. And let's get started. I'm just going to, I don't have a specific plan, but I pulled out some more of the fallish colors, some Halloween-y colors, I guess you'd call them, I don't know. But let's see what we can come up with. Because my thinking was if I can get a cool print, right? Be like that. And then you could fold it in half because this is a mirror image, right? So you'll have both, one on this side, this side. And you can make a card. That's an idea. We're gonna start there and then see what happens. I'm gonna be using a couple of different papers just to pick up paint if I need to pick up paint. Like how I do with a cleanup sheet. I'm gonna use some regular tissue. This is like the gift tissue that you get, in a box. And then I have some carnival tissue, and then just the one I showed you, the Hammer Mill 32-pound paper. And I'm also, at the same time, using some label sheets to clean my brayer off on. And I've already have some going, like this one's almost pretty much done. There's this one and this one, and then I can use these for other projects and cut them into whatever shapes I want. That's 2 long strips of stickers on this particular one. You can get the full-size sticker sheet. You can also get is this on the right side? I want to make sure it doesn't print on the right side. Oh, these are full sheets. Huh. Some of these are half sheets. That's what it is. Okay, well, anyway, you can get them in different things. You can get them in, circles, all sorts of stuff. Jelly print on them and use them in your work, your artwork, your junk journals, all kinds of stuff. Sure. And then I have some other braille paper here too. So those are my supplies. Let's get going. First of all, I'm just going to start with, let's do this lime green. I want to do an ombre this way. So I'm going to do some green here. A little bit more. And maybe this metallic green. I think this would be fun. This is a Deco Art Metallics color called Festive Green. And then what other color should we add here? Dioxazine purple. All right. So I've got my 3 colors. I got my larger brayer. Now, yeah, this is going to be a bit tricky because I'm doing it the opposite way of how I normally do it, where the brayer would fit the plate, but we're going to give it a go. So, take your time. Get that paint out. Start moving over. Don't mix too much. You don't want that to turn brown. I think we're good here. Wipe off on my labels. Very nice. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to literally flop this stencil up over onto this piece of paper here. So you got one print, and then I'll pull the other one with another piece of paper. So let me gently, do I have a tool for this? Here it is. Just to lift this as carefully as possible so not to destroy the design. And with these delicate stencils, make sure you take your time when you lift them. I'm gonna let that dry actually, because I think that would look really cool with another color behind it, but let's flop this stencil off on here. If we do this, we have that beautiful, beautiful print there. And like I was saying before, you fold it in half and you have a really cool, use it as a Halloween card. All right, so I'm gonna set that to the side here. So I think I'm gonna let this one dry. We're gonna put some paint behind it, maybe a metallic, and then pull it. That'll be cool. I'm gonna dry. I'm gonna pull this other plate. Some of my plates are still a little gunky from my last few videos, but I'm not worried about that. That's good, right? Okay, so doesn't matter really. So actually, you know what I want to do is I want to put a layer of black paint down, and then go from there. So I'm going to use some Mars Black from Liquitext. Wonderful. I'm just going to put this on here because better. I want that better on the larger piece. This is packaging paper I have on my desk, and I'm cleaning my brayer off on that too. You see me do it before. So we're going to put you down. That kind of looks good like that. So maybe I'll do that with the other print. We'll do a black, or maybe like I have some iridescent paint like iridescent sort of gray black paint. I think that'd be cool. I think it's called graphite. That's what it is. So at this point, I can take my paper, as evenly as possible. I'm going to stand up. Try to get as much of that black paint up through the stencil. And just gently rub. I can use my Baron if I wanted to. That'll work too. But sometimes with your fingers, you can get into those little nooks and crannies, especially on masks and stencils like this that have a lot of smaller openings. So there's that. Okay. It's dry. There's a little left over, so what I want to do, because I want to try to get as clean outline as possible, I'm going to lay down some tissue here and pick up the rest of this paint. And I like to use a paper towel when I pick up paint with tissue, because no matter the type of tissue, carnival or regular, it'll come through. So to avoid, I mean, my hands are already filthy, but to avoid getting a lot of paint on your hands, you want to use your little towel. Plus, it helps get into those other areas that you weren't able to get into before. All right, so under here we have this print. So let me let that to dry, and then we can pick that up. And for this guy, do another flop off. Okay, where's my, I'll use this one here. And you see how quickly I did that? If I'd waited any longer, the paint would have been, first of all, too dry, but also the stencil, the paper can stick to the stencil, and then you'd have to go soak your stencil to get all that off. So just be wary of that, especially when you're using a brand new Yupo stencil that hasn't built up paint on it. That can happen, so just be aware of that. Look at that. This is gonna be a cool one. We could spray this one. Spray dyes, we could just go over it with another paint. I could cover it in clear texture gesso and use my color pencils. Make it really cool and unique, so keep that in mind. Okay, so first I want to do an ombre on here. And then I want to put the mask down and we'll go from there. So I've got some of this red orange. Should we do the olive green? What if we did some bronze here? This is an acrylic wash I'm trying to use up. It's good paint, it's just, you know, I don't use it very often. So I need to try and use it before it goes not bueno, you know? I'll put that in the middle. Get some lime, oops. Lime green. That wasn't me. That's not what you wanted, Eddie. You weirdo. And then this is a red orange. Okay, kids. Fingers crossed. Just take your time. Start at one end, roll the other. I always have a problem with that middle bit there. I think I need to do something about this plate. It's got that little dip in the middle. All right. Paint off of there. Come on. So, this is what it looks like here. Like I said, I don't mind the stuff that's on there. That just adds to the print. I'll lay down my mask. And get my paper to pick up one print. And then I'll probably pull this, the stencil up and let that dry. Hopefully the first one's dry. If not, I'll stop the camera and then I'll come back when they're dry, and then we can add another layer to them. Okay. There's still some paint there, so let me get my tissue again. Lay this out. Bit up there. That's paper's a little short today, but that's okay. I'll come in with that. Where's my paper towel? There it is. Ah, yeah, you can tell this is the regular tissue, so easily ripped, and I should have been paying attention to that, but it wasn't. Very cool. And there we have that. And let's see if I can get a print off of this one. Come on, paper. I need like 6 hands. All right, so. Try to get some off of there. There we go. I think we've been doing this maybe 10 minutes, maybe. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 prints plus 3 gel plates going. That is not bad. How cute. That's gonna make a really cool card. Do that, and you can even like cut it along the design here and give yourself a unique, make a unique, you know, looking card. Okay, the black print is almost dried, so I think while I talk about and decide what color I want to use, let's well, that can dry, and I can and then we can lay down some color, but let's think about what color we want to use. And then, you know what, maybe on this one I do an ombre this way. So let's think. I think I want to use this red. So we have a cadmium red deep hue running down the middle. Here's what we can do. Instead of 3 colors, I'm going to use 2. So I'll do the red run down the middle. Let me think about this before I continue, because I may have another idea. No, I think for this one, I'm going to go with this. So down the middle here, we'll do some red. And this is a cadmium red deep hue from Liquitex. And then again, Liquitex, this is their copper. I'll do copper on top and then copper on the bottom. Clean our fingies off. And where is my... There we go. Let's get our brayer. Again, when you're brayering, try to be as smooth as possible and, you know, use strokes like this. If you use your right hand to brayer, I recommend putting your paint on this side, on the left, and then moving it, the brayer towards you. Whatever's comfortable, but try to do, you know, go an opposite or pulling it towards you. I think it's a lot easier and it creates a nicer layer of paint. Let's see, 1, 2. I can go a little bit side to side to get that blended. Maybe a little too much there, but that's okay. All right. That pretty rose gold. All right. Let's get some paper down on here. Hopefully that's even Steven. Best as we're gonna get. Okay. Okay, that one is gonna be spectacular, I think. I hope. Okay, so now on to this next one, this purple down here with the green on top, a little mix in the middle, but I'm gonna do the opposite for the pickup. So for the top, I'm gonna use this Violet Flash from Folk Art. It's their color shift paint. Is it Folk Art? Yes. And I'm gonna do these separately just because I think it'll be best. I may have to add more of this one here. I think we're okay there, yeah. And then we have, so this is an intermediary layer. I'm gonna let this dry and then I'll pick it up with the third color. Or third layer, I should say. And this is a iridescent green yellow from Pabeo. Let's see, is it terrible? Is it awful? It's not too bad. I just don't like that distinctive line. I'm gonna add a little bit of purple here. This violet shift, rather. Let's see if I can remedy this. It should help alleviate that harsh line a little bit. Anyway, let's let that dry. And like I said, on the next one, I'll use a different color to pick it up. Maybe something that's gonna punch it up, maybe black, something dark. So I'm gonna let that dry. And what do we have here? This one should be dry, yeah. It's mostly dry. There's a couple bits up here, so I'm just gonna talk through what we got going on here. And let's see, because we got the copper running down the middle, or that bronze rather. That's the this stuff here, the acrylic gouache in bronze. And what we can do, use for a pickup. Where's me yellow here? Let's do some yellow ochre. It may not turn out what I'm thinking, but it might. You don't know. Move that out of the way. Don't know till you experiment and try, right? So this is yellow ochre. It's from Lucas Krill. Snap, snap. Yeah, piece of paper ready. Don't need a super thick layer because we're only picking up one layer of paint. Always make sure you get a nice contact along the edges, because that's a lot of times when you're pulling a print, that's where the tears is going to happen a lot of times, or just the paint's just not going to come up and it's going to stay on the plate. So keep that in mind. Let's see. I think it's going to be good. Now, remember, this plate is a little yellowed from use, so it's not going to be as yellowy as this. Now, let me check to see if this is the red with the copper. Yeah. Very, very nice. Love that. Love. So you fold it, look like that. Or you can make a long one if you want. I mean, this is so cool. I love how that turned out. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do an ombre. Some of this yellow. This is primary yellow. It's a semi-transparent paint from Amsterdam. In the middle, I'm going to do, where's my blue that I want to use? Here it is. Let's use this Prussian blue. But it's, so hopefully, I don't have a lot of this, which is fine. I'm going to try and get that rolled out as thin as possible. And then for the green below, it's metallic here. All right, again, I'm just going to do this separately at first to kind of get it going. And I kind of didn't put enough yellow and that's okay. You know what? I'll just use the yellow under here. That'll be okay. I think it'll be fine. Smooth that off. I have a feeling that this might not be a good idea. So I'm gonna pull this. I'm not gonna use this. I'm just gonna pull this print. I don't think that's gonna be a good idea. I think it will have obliterated everything, so. See, this is why you talk through things, you play around, and you don't get upset if it doesn't work out. It's just paper. But I try to be mindful of the steps and what paints will work with what. Yeah, see that? I mean, it's a beautiful print, but that would have obliterated out. I put way too much down on there. Let's get wild here. Got this candied apple distress spray. It's really red. Maybe we can have some fun with that. So I'm not pushing very hard. Get my paper towel ready. So just gonna try to be gentle as possible. All right, that's not too bad. Wild honey. A little bit of red. Splatters. I think this will be good. I'm going to let that dry though. But I think that'll be fun. Little bloody, little fallish. Why not? All right. Wipe their noses and put them to bed. Let's see what's left over here. This one. This one here. So for this one, I think I'm going to do the carmine. Carmine is this red paint here. This is a transparent paint called Crimson or Carmine. Yeah, PR170. Let's see what we got. Thin layer so we don't obliterate this entire thing. Whoa. Trying to line it up by where the print was on the paper so that we try and get all that black area covered as well. Fingers crossed, this should be interesting. Tee, spooky. Very cool. And with these, like with any of your gel pens, you can come back in with your gel pens or your acrylic markers and, you know, have at it, doodle. I may do that on some of these. For this one, I think I'm gonna go ahead and do the texture gesso on here and then do some colored pencil work on there. So I use this stuff. It's Liquitex acrylic medium. It's a clear gesso that has texture. It adds a tooth to the surface of the paper, so so it will accept the pencil better. And I do this on gel prints because it's not easy to color over the acrylic using the wax, you know, the crayon, the pencil, which is kind of waxy. So, all right, that's nicely shaken. And then all I do, try to get the whole paper, is just give it a nice coating. No, doesn't have to be super thick. Just make sure you get all the areas. Get a little bit, oops, a little bit here. And then once this dries, you can come in with your pencil, with your markers, whatever, and you'll have a nice surface for your whatever medium you're using to grab onto. All right, so that needs to dry. Now this was another flop off. I have an idea for this one. It just popped into my head. I don't know if it'll work, but we're gonna give it a try. It's gonna change the colors, I know, but you know what? Why not? close that so it doesn't dry out. All right, take some of this red iron oxide. Transparent red iron oxide. This is golden and it's open, meaning it takes longer to dry, but it gives you more time to work. But the main reason I got it is because I got it for like $4. So, and if you know anything about golden paints, you know that's a really good bargain. All right. This even. All right. And so this is going to change the coloring, but it might be a really good, pleasant surprise. So let's see here. Ta-da! I think that's pretty cool. I mean, this, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but this still kind of has a purplish hue to it. I can still see, you know, feel the green there. I like that. I like that a lot. So these two. Where are we? This one, that's really cool. And let's think about this one, because we've got the metallic layer under the paint, regular paint layer. All right, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna use this here. This is the Winsor Blue from Winsor Newton Galleria Acrylic. Some of it's coming off. I see. Oops. That almost went kabloink. Okay, so let me explain what just happened here. It wasn't as dry as I thought. So it pulled up some of that metallic that I laid down in the color shift. However, it gave it a really cool, like ancient, like kind of, you know, old art effect. So I think I'm gonna like that. I need to put paper down before this dries, because this blue does dry quickly. Instead of yapping. This definitely needs a good rubbing with the band. Make sure you get a nice contact all the way through. I want to get all of that up. We put down. Let's see how we're doing here. Let's take a sneak peek. And this was the one that was a flop off, and I put the layer of yellow ochre on it. Not too shabby. I forgot that we had some stuff down on the plate already, so I picked up some of that cool mucky stuff. And then I like that it enhanced the stripe down the middle of the bronze paint. I like how that turned out. And it pulled the orange back a little bit, made it a little bit more rich, which I like, and not so bright. And you can feel the texture on it too. I love that. Okay. Doing great today. I just need to see what else I've got. I think everything we've covered. And I just got to wait for that other one to dry. So I'll be right back. But this one's dried. This is the one we sprayed. And I'm gonna do a little splatter here. Just got some Mars black paint mixed up with some water. Just splatter it up here so I get it all over me. That's okay. I literally feel it hitting my face. So it's gonna be fun looking in the mirror later. Or when someone sees me and go, oh, you got a blackhead there. No, it's just paint. Oh God, a little more water here. Let's loosen that up. This one is, it's a distress paint. It's called Twisted Citron. It's a really cool, bright, like neonish green. Get away from the black one. Should wet my brush. That helps. Very funky. Yeah, there you go. Have fun with it. Like I was saying earlier, get your acrylic markers out, gel pens, whatever you got, Poscas, and do some doodling on here. I think it needs more. It needs more. Oops, that's not what I wanted. All right, I think that's good for that one. Let me get my brushes cleaned up. Fingers crossed. I don't know if this should be ready to go. Whoa, that turned out to be a great decision, and it's a happy accident is all I can say about it. I think that turned out really, really good. That's so good. So you see here where it's more of a solid blue. That's where the paint pulled back off onto the brayer because it wasn't completely dry. But you know what? It worked in our favor. So thanks for joining me today. I'm gonna let these all dry and then hopefully make some cards with them. And if I remember, I'll turn the camera on when I'm doing that. But look at all the fun prints we did today. That one. It's this one, that one. And then there's the other one. It's drying. Remember, it's just the black outline from the stencil that I'm going to use to color in with pencil. I put a layer of the textured gesso on it, and it's still drying, so I can't do anything with it, but that'll be fun to use. But yeah, the surprise hit. This one. Awesome. Thanks so much for joining me, guys. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Leave a comment. I love your comments. And have a great day, and I'll see you very soon.